Hello. Who's watching me? Who's watching me? Who's watching me? Say something. No. God damn it. right, we got that. Now, I think I'm gonna start ink the next 3 panels off that comic that I'm doing with Jim the King. Yeah, let's get that going. Let's take a short break for me to set up. And I'll be back. I'll be back at 11 at 11:12 PST. Let's do that. See if I can do that. How am I gonna do that? How am I going to do that? Well, you know what? Maybe 11:15. I'll be back at 11:15. Right. 11:15. back. Check 1, 2. Way back. I think so. Does that go? Okay. Check 1, 2. Okay. Check 1, 2. Obsolete card. Check 1, 2. Obsolete card. What's up? Working on this. 3 panels on a comic book I'm working on with June the Goon. The comic book is called The Doomsday Curse. And now I am pulling out some pens. Some pens to use. Alright. Living the dream. Alright, so this is what we're working with today. Micron 08. Be using a 01 for a bit. Then possibly a 05. Possibly a 03. And my favorite of all time. What the fuck is it? Zebra WF SS4. fact, let's start with that one first. Oh, you know what? Or not. Let's try 0.5 for a bit. I think the 0.5 is on its last days. Maybe not. Is that better? I just got done finishing a Ninja Turtle drawing on the ink and drink drawing board, our online art jam. If you want to participate in our drawing board, feel free to visit Ink and Drink LB on Instagram. We have a link in the bio. If it goes to the drawing board, we still have space. Still more space on the current drawing board. Gonna hop on it tomorrow and draw some more. Oh, what did you draw? What did you draw? What did you draw already? Yeah, last night's drawing board I expanded from the previous drawing board. I added another column and another row. But I think I might have to scale it back down to what it was last week. Last week's board filled up fairly quick, which um, prompted me to expand on this week's board. Oh, Philip. Hey, you know what, Philip? I wonder if I could just use Discord to chat, but I don't think the Discord audio will show up on the camera app that I'm using on the iPad because, well, I tested out another way of doing this. I was trying to record audio onto the iPad through Discord while I had screen record on, and that didn't work. Now I'm on, fuck, now I'm on OBS, now I'm on OBS using an app called Camo, which lets me um, put the the iPad screen through a camera onto OBS. And the Camo app does have a microphone, so it'll definitely grab my audio, but I don't know if it's gonna grab the Discord chat. It's fuck, man. It's like they're so smart. They know that people have ideas of to use the audio, but all those companies that want to share the ability to do it for free. You would have to pay for that service. That's so stupid. I cheated with this, um, with these panels because I used it again. I did something very similar to this later on in the story, but hopefully it'll be seen as a simile, um, as a simile to these panels, like a mirror to what I did here. The thing I like about the zebra pen, the WFSS4, is that I can get you can get just immediately different line weights within each stroke, but also because of that, you can get like really super thick stuff. It kind of forces you to draw thick, to draw with a thicker line. But then I kind of fight that because I want to draw thin to show off how thin I can get and how much details I can get with line. But there is something to just having super thick lines. I should be using a 5. Obsolete car. I recognize the name, but I just forgot who it belonged to. Yeah, I don't know if you noticed, Philip, I added an update to the Horn Man and Jugs Discord thread. I uploaded a link to the list, Google Docs document containing a list of anybody that wants to contribute to the project. Hopefully get that happening this year. I was also going to reach out to someone that also does these type of projects, anthology books with that include a bunch of people. I want to get their thoughts on how they approach doing a anthology project, how they approach reaching out for submissions. I previously did one or submitted a pinup to their previous book. And they reached out again to participate in their next book, which comes out soon, I believe. And they said February. We're in the middle of February. See if their book happens. It'll happen eventually. But I think I don't think they even had a post about submissions. They just reached out to people. I forgot how I got in contact with them at first, but we were already chatting on Instagram. I think I just said that I wanted to participate. Then they let me on. This is 03. It's a new 0. This is a new one too. Like 3 days old. Okay, I think that one's done. Let's move on to the next. It's and the anthology was by Jared Cody Wolf. Jared Cody Wolf. I think that's his name on Instagram as well. And he did a He-Man zine last year in the summer. It was released during the summer. And then this year, for a winter release, he is doing a Ninja Turtles zine. And most of the He-Man was a story by Jared and his friend. I think it took up at least half of the book, and then the other half was all pinups, which included me, Buster Moody, Jesper Jubinville, a bunch of other people, and I submitted a trap jaw drawing that you've probably seen before, and that was the only way to get that trap jaw drawing. I don't think I'm gonna publish that on my own. Just to keep it that Drawing exclusive. Are they still taking submissions for TMNT? Or is it? I think it's over. I think it was over last month. January 5th, 12th or 15th. I knew that was. That's like I think it was 15th. January 15th was the deadline, but he reached out uh uh last year uh probably in November, and I put it off as I always do with all my projects. Don't snitch. I put it off all the way till January. Although I did draw some possible sketches for the drawing that I submitted, which was that slash that I posted as a reel on my feed. I drew a slash. I was kind of like Simon Bisley, or more like Sam Keith, because the show had a hunchback thing that I could use. Darn it, it would have been cool to do a Bookman submission. You know what? I think I don't know if this is spoiling anything, but June. I was talking to June one night. He gave me a ride to the one of the in-person Ink and Drink shows. My car wasn't working. It still isn't. Too lazy to get it fixed. I got some suggestions of where to go to get it fixed, but it's fairly not far, but I don't know if my car will make it to those places to get it fixed. Anyways, during a car ride there to the bar, uh, he was talking about collaborating on another project, possibly trading cards. I don't know the cost of production to do that, but he wanted to do something within a. Oh, thanks, Phil. But it was thanks, Philip. It was a property. What the fuck was I getting? Trading cards, known property. He wanted it something like Garbage Pail Kids. But I'm thinking, like, why don't we just do our own Turtles? The Turtles collab. And have it include other people that want to do it. Or maybe it doesn't have to be one property. It could just be whatever property you want to do. I don't know if that's too all over the place for as a theme. I mean, I guess you could call it as a 80s, 90s theme, like Saturday morning cartoons. Although Garbage Pails wasn't. Maybe it could be like super on the nose and call it um, children's 1980s children's products art. I don't know. And I don't know if June's still up to doing something. He hasn't mentioned anything after that initial conversation. But I doubt he would not. What am I trying to say? So hard to draw and talk at the same time. I don't think he's not interested yet. Commercialized heroes, yeah, like something like that. spin as a imagination and inspiration series. Yeah, he wanted to. I think the reason he brought up Garbage Pail Kids was because they did gross versions off of Cabbage Patch Kids. So his, I think, initial idea was to just make a reinterpretation of uh, known known characters, and yeah, I guess in the spirit of Garbage Pail Kids were doing different genres of uh, known characters. I mean, some of them were even celebrities. Right. A few Wednesdays ago, when I was on, when we were doing the online art jam, I tried streaming again, and it just got, man, like the internet was just too slow. It's slow now because I'm streaming this. I can't even. I can go click on. I can go to my Windows, the Google Chrome Windows. Even if I just go to Instagram to look up someone through Chrome, it just takes forever. There's just a long lag. And I tried looking up solutions to speed it up, and the ones I tried, the ones that I've applied to don't work. The modem is right above me. It's at the tippy top of this desk, computer desk. Yeah, I don't know what it is, but there's like some sort of resurgence on Ninja Turtles in the artistic creator community. Someone is doing a bootleg T-shirt off of Kevin Eastman, Peter Laird early TMNT drawing as a T-shirt, which I pre-ordered. Um, so that's one of the problems of holding the pen all the way back, is sometimes I don't get a good handle on it, and it'll drop. I'll also drop my sculpting tools too. But my sculpting tools, I don't know how close if I hold it like this, or go if I hold it further back on the. It's crazy how taxing streaming gets. God, I hate it. I hate the setup. I was debating today before I was streaming, like how and do I even want to set up all the computer applications, programs, set up the iPad, the whole setup, physical and through the computer, if I even wanted to do the whole setup just to stream. Because now, yeah, get those three finger grip things. Yeah, I used to use those too. I used to use those as a kid, and I couldn't get used to it, and I would use it for a while too. One thing I tried using was pen nibs, trying to be like a comic book artist with a Hunt 102 and all that shit they use, and I just could not figure it out. I don't know, probably like 10 or 12, maybe even 13. I just did not have the patience to figure it out. Maybe I probably didn't have the ink for it either. But I don't even know how I came into having that pen. But I am curious to see how I would approach. Do you use any of that stuff? Pen nib, Phil? The setup could be another form of procrastination. Oh, the setup is total form of procrastination. Thinking about setting up is a form of procrastination. I hate it. Wish I can just. That's what we need with the Elon Musk. I like the G Pen, flexible and hard to break. Yeah, I heard people talking about G Pens too. These G Pens I hear people talk about, and Hunt 102 I hear people talk about. And I'm up for trying it again. I just haven't bought a set yet of nibs. Maybe I'll check it out on Amazon. Amazon must have it, right? Do they have G Pens on Amazon? There's also like a Japanese pen website that people go to as well. I forgot what that one was called. Fuck, do I even need to do shadow renders? I probably don't. Jet pens, yeah, that's what it was. I wrote that down. I went to it a while ago. I was just so overwhelmed because I didn't even know which one to. I went to jet pens like, oh yeah, I don't know what to buy. They're on Amazon pretty cheap. I just look up G Pen, like what is there a certain pen number designation? Like this one, Zebra, then this one, the Zebra what? Oh, it's Zebra W WFSS4. Also, my sister's boyfriend gave me a set of these zebra pens because my sister asked what pens I like using, and I told her I like these zebra pens. But he got these off of Amazon, and there was a pack of various zebra pens. I thought there was a third one. Was that it? But it came with this gray one that writes in gray. What was the tip? It writes in gray. And then a black one. Oops. Black one. It's this thick, but the one that I use is, I don't know if you can't even tell the difference. Look, this one's a little, this dark gray one's a little bigger. This is the WF1. This is WFSS4. Let's see. Do one like this. It's slightly bigger. I forget I have this one. I need to use it, but I also got from him a set of Microns because I also told them that I like using Microns, and I finally, oh, okay, Philip, I finally got a 10 and a 12. This is an 8. I haven't had a chance to use this yet in actual drawings. It's a bit too thick for what I do, but I want to try them out. It's one of those things where you want to add detail, but you also want to draw thick. Do you compromise? I don't know how I'm gonna treat this mouth. I'd probably just be all black. Be all black so that it carries over. That shit carries over. The zebras look like they have good variation. Oh, they do. Yeah. Yes, they do. Good variation, but I just need to know one. I need to find an opportunity to use those ones. I don't know if you saw, but I got that one, and I also got the number 10 and number 12 microns. I got those, and I was just drawing some lines. I haven't drawn, but I didn't use it in the actual final drawing thing or even a sketch drawing thing. But I'm excited about them. I just don't know when I'm going to use them. I want to though. It just gets a little too thick for how I usually draw. There has to be some thing that I could do for me to use it. Yeah, microns are my favorite. Next to this is they're my favorite. I use 0.03, 0.5, 0.8 would be the thickest I would go with micron. And sometimes I'll use a 0.05. I also have a set of 0.03. I've never used that in the final drawing though. And I don't know when I'm ever going to use that, but I have it. What do you use, Philip? What are your usual go-tos? I do this and shitty. What the fuck is this supposed to be? I hate coming back to a drawing, to pencils, and then forgetting what my lines were supposed to be. I feel so stupid. It's my own lines. Then I just make it up like I'm doing now. Going over the pencils, hoping that that's going to remind me what I originally intended to do. I think it's okay. I'll just make it up. Fuck it. I'll just make it up. Fuck it. Go live. Fuck it. Let's just go live. What do you mean to play us out? What does that mean, play us out? Go live! Oh, another thing about this setup, the audio setup, microphone setup that I have, I'm using the new earbuds, the wireless Bluetooth earbuds connected to the Bluetooth. But because I'm connected to Bluetooth, I think it's because I'm connected to Bluetooth, or for whatever reason, the audio, when OBS is on, when I'm using OBS, or the application is on, the OBS program is on, the audio from the computer won't play on the earbuds. But if I turn off, exit, quit OBS, I can hear audio on the earbuds. There is a workaround to this I found online. You just put it on a different setting, and I'll be able to hear the audio. Problem with that is the audio in using that setting, the audio is shit. It does not sound good. It sounds like I'm listening to some listening to like a tin version of the audio that I'm playing. It's just shit. The audio's just shit. Copic 0.505. Oh, Copic. I mostly use Copics. 0.2, 0.3, Tobo. Fudeno, Duke, and Kuretake fountain brush pen. Kuretake. Oh yeah, the Kuretake. Yeah, I use those too. I used to use it, but not anymore. The line is too thick for me. Tobo, I heard of that. I also use. Oh, here's the black one. This is the really thick one. Sorry, this is the really thick one. I know I have the black one. Okay, so this is so this is what this does, but then this is what I usually do. But then this is still good because it is drying out when I do it, but I can still get fairly thin line. This one's probably thinner, but it might look the same. No, it's gonna be thin. Yeah, it's gonna be thin. Pencil brush pen, yeah, I use that too. Uh, I'm gonna pull out the pencil brush pen because I know you don't know what it looks like. Yeah, but I had the pencil brush pen. It's my go-to for fills. I tried using it in the 2010s as a regular uh, go-to uh, as a liner, but I cannot control it. Or maybe my drawings were just too small. The details that I wanted to achieve were just too small for that pen to do. Although I've seen people do some pretty thin lines with pencil brush. Like, oh, okay, I don't know how to use this. I'm a fool. I'm a dang fool. Yeah, so now I'm stuck. Cause I would've, yeah, I don't know how they do it. I would've, for this audio thing, I would've, and then I think I might just have to get another, because the wired headphones with the microphone, that crapped out. And the only reason why the, um, the audio was shit was because the microphone was further away from my mouth. Although I don't know how well this audio is now. I think it's obviously serviceable because you're listening to me, but I am keeping my voice low. I hate when it's hard to concentrate talking and drawing. Look at this fucking mess that I did here. It's like a sloppy anatomy, even though this whole thing, it's like, vaguely adhering to anatomy or proportions. This part here just looks too sloppy where it became flat. Lines that don't give the object any volume. It's okay. I think once I erase it, you'll see like where I just put unneeded lines. At the same time, too, I am. going over what I penciled, and I penciled really rough stuff, rough lines. Does this need rendering too? I don't know. I treated this project as a motivation to draw, to put as much effort as I could in these drawings, but also as a challenge, almost as a competition against June. I wanted to um, treat this like a contest where I had to like draw better than June with every drawing, every panel. But in an effort to just draw better every time. I'm not outright competing with June, I'm just treating the competition as a motivation so that I just don't do um, whatever drawings. Just like not, I didn't want to phone it in. Oh yeah, I was saying though with the, I never think of volume until it's too late. But you treat, you put enough detail where, it automatically, um, denotes volume. Maybe that's the appeal of what you do, is that there's so much detail that even though it's flat, although I never see your drawings as flat, yeah, it just doesn't seem flat. But there's so much stuff going on that volume doesn't matter. It's almost like a print, like a wood block. But I guess there's some wood block drawings that have volume to it. It's Mirage style, yeah. It's there, but is it there? It's there. Okay, let's erase this. Is it time to erase? That's what I'm using. This is my eraser. It's almost done. I like this eraser, but there's certain areas of the eraser that it'll just crumble and break into chunks, like big chunks that you could have erased with, but it's small enough that you can't grab with your fingers and use it to erase. But I do like this eraser though. best one that I've used that doesn't, that's nice to the paper, and it's nice to the inks. Okay. I also hate that when you take out, you erase the pencils, you lose a lot of the energy, liveliness of what the drawing was, and you also reveal how stupid you are because you didn't finish these lines. Freaking idiot. No freaking idiot, John. You're a freaking idiot. This is a Faber-Castell. Pull it out. I still have a new one that I've been using. I don't know if you do this too, but here's the rest of my supplies in Ziploc. All the white gel pens, extra brush sign pens, some Sharpies for ink and drink, and then the bag of Microns. Oh, also a tip, I don't know if you do this too, Philip, but whenever I use these, uh, whenever I handle them way too much, I tape with not masking, like clear tape. Just tape. I tape the number down here, and I'll do it here. Well, I didn't do it here, obviously. I'll tape the number down so the number doesn't rub out. I tend to rub these numbers out. With the eraser, I'm using this Faber-Castell. Oh, eraser dust free. Yeah, right, dust free. Just saw the dust it made. That I finally broke down and bought some storage. Uh-oh, storage. Oh no. Storage. Philip, what have you done? I always hold my breath erasing after inking. I know, yeah, I do too. I hate when I erase and then I think I'm doing good. There's just that one line that didn't fully dry yet, and I'll smear that line across the drawing. Then I'll have to use a whiteout, or I'll use my Posca pen, white pen, acrylic pen to paint over the line. I also have this. I only use this once, but this is a recommendation from another artist friend. Two tones white. It's pretty nice. I think maybe like a few applications to make it opaque. Then I also have Speedball Super Black for big spot blacks, which I've only used once. Again, going back with the black and white art, Like, I guess this whole thing could just be black too. Maybe, what if we just did that? That would really uh contrast against June's. These are June's drawings. I'll show you the rest of the total or the whole page soon after I finish this. Maybe what if I just painted this background black? Wouldn't that be cute? I can use the black speedball too. The storage made my stuff easier to find. Oh, that's good. I put rubber bands on some of my heavy use pens. It helps grip and labeling. Rubber band. Oh, rubber bands is a good idea. Yeah, I think the black will like totally isolate the figure, and then we could do a visual flat out where I also color fill the inside of the mouth, just solid black. Also, the black might also, um, I said also twice. It will alleviate. I don't know why I'm not very good at words. Alleviate me having to render, overly render the subject. Although I'm starting to do that now. I like doing the hatch lines, but it would be even cool if I didn't have to do it. See, like this area could be black, but if this whole thing was black, this wouldn't be black, and then you would have this shape where it's supposed to be dark, but it's not. So it has that weird, I see like 90s artists do that. Well, they'll render this, the above surface, but then leave that open, and then they'll color it with a darker color. But your storage isn't filled all the way though, right? Maybe it's not filled all the way, so it's still easier to find stuff. How often do you have to go to your storage though to get stuff? Yeah, there's been a few days, a few moments where I'm ready to let go of some of the toys that I've collected. Mostly the ones that I don't look at anymore. And but I also had the thought of the ones that I don't look at. I could use it for a custom. If I were to do a custom figure, I can use it as a base body to sculpt on. But I don't even know when I would have the time to do that. Then even if I did sell those figures, I know I would regret it, because then I would come up with a character design based around the figures that I sold, and then regret having sold it, because now I have this awesome idea of what I could have done with it. I have a garage full of shit. Yeah, it's the same problem here. At least you can afford the storage. See, like this probably didn't need to. See, I probably didn't need to even do this if I was gonna do the background black. That's what I should have done first, huh? Color the background black first, then see what needs to what needs render still. I really need that thought, that logic that June has, where you can just come up with a story, pitch it around to a few of us, and then we give June our thoughts, suggestions on how to improve the story. Then June just takes everything we say into consideration, creates another story, a new story, and then draw all the way up to what did he say? He had like 70% of the book done yesterday. He is drawing it quicker because it is digital, which this book was also originally done digital. You could make a cast of the custom. I can make a cast of the custom. Oh, you know what? Here's a project that I started on because it was just such a throwaway figure. I got a bunch of these on Amazon for $20 because why? Oh, the original intent was to cast a bunch of sculpt on a bunch of these. I was just gonna sculpt on the head, then cast a bunch of these for DesignerCon. That didn't happen, and so I just did this in between the sculpting project that I'm working on. I wish I could show you what I'm working on though. What can I show? I don't want to get in trouble. I can show this though. There's a hand that I made. A hand armature that I made out of styrene. Yeah, I was just gonna do a resin cast of this guy, but I kept looking on Pinterest. Oh, I kept looking up Sentai supervillains and just the crazy ideas and the crazy designs they came up with. I was thinking like maybe I at least do sculpt more than the head. I'll sculpt the head, the chest, and the arms. Maybe leave the hands by itself just to have that cheesy look to it, where the hands are still the same and not as crazy as the rest of the design. And then just leave the pants alone too, as a juxtaposition between the crazy and normal. As normal as this looks, army gear looks. And then what else can I show that I sculpted? I think I've shown this a few times already. But I'm sculpting a Rufio for a friend. He gave me some really rare stuff for this, and I've been putting this project off for uh for a long time, probably almost 5 years now. Oh yeah, I sent a picture on Discord. Yeah, because the light is back here, but it's shooting this way, so a lot of the cast is coming down here. You know what? I think I can. Can I have? I'm working within a small space, and everything's compact. So I can't have everything out. I wish I had a studio with different stations, like what's his name? Adam Savage. His studio. I want his studio. The eyes are too close, which I don't like. Uh, this sculpt started 5 years ago, but there's like new bits that I sculpted. This bit I sculpted last year. The little rags. Uh, the only thing that's holding me back is he's wearing kind of like an overlay vest type thing that there's an overlay that I have to fabricate first with styrene, with plastic, thin styrene that I'll have to like curve. Styrene is flat, so I'll have to like curve it into position, into the correct position, which is gonna take some time, and then but also like figure out the measurements of what that flat piece would be before I even curve it around the shoulders. There'll be bones on it too, just like a serpent uh, chest piece that he also wears, and then he also has like sticks coming out of the hair, which is fairly easy to do. I'll just hand drill, use toothpick, cut toothpick bits, put those in as the stick motif, and I think that's it. So it's basically this. Oh, and then also the shoes. I think he's wearing like some Reeboks or something. These shoes seem kind of big. I will do my best to make two. These shoes do seem kind of big. These seem kind of big, but it also helps them look like a child. I think he's like a teenager. Thanks, Lord. The hair, the hair is good. The hair looks good though. The hair is the best part. The eyes, not so much. Especially looking at it now through the another monitor. In person, it looks like one way, but then on the screen, it totally look how off that is. That's why I like sculpting stuff like this. Because there's no reference. There's no real reference to this. Anything that I do, aside from the teeth, I can just make up. Then I like doing this bit. It's a skull. Then you turn it over. It's an upside down skull. Um, yeah. Yeah, but now I have a ring light here to light. But then with that light off, I have to unplug it. Unplug this. Get that speedball ready, and then Or maybe you can just work around this stuff to get all the black shapes in here. Oh, did I already show you the sign pen? It's this thin versus this thin. This is the brush, the Pentel brush. I shouldn't have put that. You can see how thin this gets. So here's a brush sign pen. Go this thin. And it goes this thick. I guess I don't have to. I'll just add this later. But I do this first. I can use the normal sign pens and a lot of them. Normal sign pens a lot, and I like them. Oh yeah, these are good too. I had to get used to, and I still mess up from time to time when I get too close, and the brush goes a certain angle, and I cut into the into the line, the previous drawing, and I mess up the drawing, and I have to correct it sometimes. With white. This is probably the boring part, just watch me fill it up. I still don't know what proper brush to use for speedball ink. Oh, see, these are gonna get lost. So I will have to come back with the white pen. Winsor & Newton University number 2 for ink. What do you use now? Oh, do you just use this Pentel brush for it now? Instead of the Winsor & Newton. I also asked Inky if there was a plugin for Twitch comments, because I'll have to look up from time to time if anyone left a comment, because I usually miss comments. He said there is, but like once you get a lot of comments, it's gonna get annoying. But also I'm lazy, so I haven't looked it up to see what to get. Mostly brush pens. I read that it's what Windsor Newton University too. Well, what's his is Paul Pope using brush? And what brush is he using? I need to go look at more Paul Pope. I love this Battling Boy. I think that's a Battling Boy. I have a magazine size book from him. I don't forgot what it's called. Um, that 100% I think I got as well, and I also have his Batman Year 100. I want to get that. I want to look through that again. I haven't seen it in a long time, and but I also don't know where I put it. He said that he likes the Windsor Newton because they are cheap and take abuse. Yeah, see, look how cool that looks. That's almost like Frank Miller. I'm Frank Miller. Well, you know what? Let me just show what that looks like. What the whole page looks like. Heavy liquid is good too. By Pope. Do I have heavy liquid? Put on my fedora and get wild. They should cast him to be Adrian Toomes. He should have been the Vulture. Maybe he'll be a Vulture in uh, Spider-Man movie, more universe movie. So here's the entire page. So in this story, the monster, which is colored red, and we've called Red Monster. Red Monster is growing all over again, getting slightly bigger, utilizing or absorbing the soldiers that were in the truck, even absorbing the truck. Next panel, next section, the red monster is growing, fully absorbing all of its surrounding components. And then the last panel where it reveals that the red monster feels more complete, empowered, ready to cause havoc. Look at those June lines. Look how heavy those June spot blacks are. The rendering. Hey, did you know I can go closer? I did this thing where I utilized two panels to make it one singular image, and then another other panel as a close up. June loved the utilizing one one image and breaking it into three. Then he kept on using it. I think he did that as a way to challenge himself on how to carry on the story, but also just capture one moment of that story, which then challenged me to figure out how do I move on the story from one moment, and then that because he did that enabled me to do some cartooning and show movement. He captures a moment, which it's still the line still suggests movement, but I movement story and then capturing another pivotal moment. But yeah, like the stuff that June restricts me to, like now I have to restrict myself from this to this. How do I fill this? Like, what do I fill in here? Like, how do I go from here to here? Like, what can I do? So that challenged me. This restriction challenged me on what I needed to show, what I had to show, what I could show, what would make sense. Oh, shit. Papa Miller. Yeah, yeah, thanks. Yeah, I'm excited. The one thing that's messed up too is June forgot that other pages, previous pages existed. So the page number that he wrote down up here is off. Also, there's a few I missed. He would send me his sides, obviously, but there was one page that I, for some reason, I guess deleted and I just couldn't find it. I looked through it, looked for it in emails. But there's a series of his three panels that I just could not find. And when I described it to June, I don't know if June even remembers what he did. I don't know how he organized his side of the pages, but he does not have them. Um, I'm hoping we could. There's even a page that he didn't draw. Another page that has a missing panel from him that he disregarded from memory. And there was a moment in that page that led it to the next page, obviously. So it's almost as if those two pages can't be included with the pages that these physical pages that he gave me, because those pages that you forgot about were done digitally and a while ago. So I'm not. He just wants this thing to get done. I do too. But I'm hoping that we could. I'm hoping he can find those pages and we can incorporate them into these new pages. And that's like one thing that reminds me what to consider when collaborating or explaining the progression from one movement to the next. Yeah, that's what I'm. That's what's happening here too. I'm explaining what's happening between June's panels. That's what I enjoyed. One of the things that I enjoyed from this collaboration, trying to figure out how can I fit in to what he already laid out. Yeah, June really wanted to get this done, so what he did ultimately was this is all the way back in July of last year when after the quarantine. June finished his sides, his 3 panels, 6 panels per page in July, or he gave me those pages in July. So I got the rest of, what's it, 8 pages, 9 pages of drawings, and I had to figure out everything that went in between those panels. Whereas in the beginning, we would just go back and forth with 3 panels each. June wanted a more cohesive story, so we met a few times to plan out what happened, but June tends to forget things, and after we planned out the pages, when I got back his pages for the next section, it wasn't what we had planned. But my initial idea, my original idea, was to go in it blind, where both creators, both collaborators go into the project blind. No planned story, no planned characters, no plot. Just go back and forth. Just keep it almost just like this abstract, dreamlike thing. Which I'm like open, like, if Philip, if you want to do it too, if you want to do something, just like go totally abstract with story. Compressing the storytelling to 3 panels is tough, but you nailed it. Oh, thanks so much. Thank you so much. Alright, let's try out these. I need. Yeah, we can do it. If you want to start it off. If you want to start off with with the 3 panels, I'll let you do it. I will send you, whenever you want to do it, I will send you, I will send you the template that I got, a comic book template that I got from a friend, so that we can stay consistent with layouts. Yeah, let's do it. I'll send you the template. Through send me your email, and I'll send it to you there. And you could start whenever you want. Totally no rush, because also don't expect me to get this done in a timely manner. I know both of us have work. You have a family, kids to take care of. I have no one. I don't love anyone. Okay, so I have a little bit more time than you, because I don't love it. I don't love them. All right, I don't love any of them. What am I talking about? I don't even know what person. Do I use this? I think we could wrap it up in another 32 years. Yeah, let's shoot for that. 32 years. Maybe I'll find someone to love, but right now I don't love them. I just don't even know where I put the bridles. I think I'll use this. I mean, I could use this, right? That'll cover a lot. But that's too much. I stay safe, and I'll use this. I am working on an incline. Philip, you want to get mad at me real quick? Here's this is Red Mausoleum by Keita Amemiya. And I've been putting my other books on top. I've been putting my art supplies on top of this book. This book on eBay is around uh, 150 bucks. I did it for a job, a character design job. It was the job was from another artist. I love this fucking book. This job was from another artist, and he paid me, and then I also substituted some of the payment for this book and another book. And I asked him like, if you can get me this book, I can like you can like minus that from the payment. But I really like the designs. I like the format of this book too. Besides the intro is like almost a straightforward comic. You kind of had like these small panel stuff too. That's kind of cool, like a storyboard. Keita and Mia did Zerum. What else did he do? That common writer is ZO. But I like the format of this because he has like it's like a small vignette comic of uh, this guy walking around. He is walking around, and he meets a new character. And the characters they interact. Some painting, and then it shows you the a full figure of the character that he interacted with. Move on to the next one. Small vignette, right? Like a vague story. Things are happening, but it's super vague. No dialogue. See, just him just walking, like yeah, and then he gets reborn. He's fully formed again. Then here's two figures that he interacted with here. Now we see it here. I love Zero. I have the book that has like a slight kind of a section. Oh, here was that Alex. I think it was 22 bucks on Amazon. But probably like if I didn't see this stuff, I also have the Dagger book. I don't know if you have the Dagger Kickstarter. I think the artist that Dagger was an anthology book, and I think the other artists have that book in their stores. But it was another black and white comic, so I pulled that one out. I pulled this one out just to help me understand how to work black and white without thinking of color, using black and white as shapes. But see, I think like from looking at this, that's what gave me the idea to subconsciously gave me the idea to make that black, the background black. This book, this one has the Zerum stuff in it. And this one's pricey too. I don't know what it's called. If you want the name, I seen it on eBay. I'll add the name to on Discord. There's one of the props, his areas, goggles. There's Ira. This fucker, he paints and he draws and he makes movies. There's the title shot. Matte painting. I think it's a title shot and the matte painting for this scene. And they made the cloud look like a profile of Zoran. You know, this guy, like, he knew what he wanted to do. He wanted it to be, well, it was like, what? It's like it was also in the 90s. Done in the 90s, but I had, like, all the 90s stuff. The silent villain, like Terminator, coming from a different dimension, coming from a different time, like Terminator. I had a stop motion sequence, like RoboCop. Terminator had a stop motion sequence too. Yeah, but this covers his movies, the current movies of the time. But it also includes the supervillain, the Sentai villain designs that he worked on. Oh man, where's the one that favorite one of all? I saw this design. I thought it was like the coolest shit. Not this one, but this one's cool too. Oh, where is it? But then, like, looking at all the stuff and like through it, like, remember like this guy? I don't know what they brought this show over to the U.S. too, but I don't know what the show was. I forgot. But then, like, you realize, like, oh, there's only like just just a little more than a handful of people that were working on these shows, and everyone like had a similar aesthetic, but was still unique in their approach to what they ultimately designed. Because I like Yasushi Nirasawa and Takeuchi Takeya, and they're similar to this, and they all work together too, which helped when they worked together on projects. But this is the one. Godzone. Isn't that fucking cool? A robot wearing clothes. That's what Boba Fett should have had. Boba Fett should have had C-3PO back. He's back, but then now he's in a leather jacket and some pants. And he's holding a gun too. You can have a Chewbacca, a Wookiee in spiked gold armor, brass armor, with a gun, looking cool. But C-3PO should look like this when he came back to Boba Fett. That, what else? Philip, don't you at work? I don't want to keep you. Well, now all we gotta do is just paint this thing black. All these books are so expensive right now. So expensive, but like I was going to San Diego and seeing these books, and I still couldn't afford it because I didn't have a job and I was too young to work yet. I'm gonna send a character my brother and I came up with for a game. Oh yeah, I want to see it. Oh yeah, you said stuff on Discord. I'm gonna try right now to look it up, to bring up Discord, because I know you send out other stuff too. To look it up on Discord and see how long it's gonna take to show me. See, it's loading. It's taking forever. mount here. I am working on an incline. I'm hoping the ink doesn't run down too far down and ruin the drawing. I will apply a light amount to the brush. I should also have a pull out. Oh, okay. Oh, you put in the messages. Oh, okay, okay. Yeah. Oh, that's cool. Yeah. Oh, why does that look cool? Robots in clothes. Even there was like a series a while back that had the Common Rider and the other Metal Heroes and Sentai heroes in leather jackets and pants, and they look so cool. This one looks cool too. It's campaign, you did campaign. Is this your brother's drawing or is this your drawing? That is cool. Can you use that? Maybe you put that in the comic. The only bad thing, and I think you're the one that did they were part of the Mega Crap comic. I'm gonna say for my work. The Mega Crap comic was that I don't know if you've seen the previous pages of the Mega Crap comic. The next artist will usually kill off the previous artist's character. Did you notice that? Oh, he drew it. Yeah. Oh, that's really cool to see how your brother draws. It's almost I could see a similarity to what you do, but I also see how both of you guys are different. No, this ink feels different. You're not applying as much. Either I'm not applying as much or the paper is absorbing it differently than the other paper I use because it still looks like a wash. It looks like a dark wash. Oh, oops. Adobe Flash. Oh, that makes sense because the lines are like that. Being very careful with this. It doesn't seem as opaque as it was before. Maybe was I supposed to shake this? You're supposed to shake a. Oh, the math puzzle game. I remember you talking about that. Yeah, it had a bunch of weird characters. Oh, that is a cool design. What if we did that for a story? Make the better Boba Fett. Hey, do you have any of the Daniel Warren Johnson Star Wars fan story comics? He did one of like a um, X-wing pilot. Then he did another one of I think it's called Old Man Luke. Or we should do our own thing. I don't know if it's not to be fucking Boba Fett. I'm just saying Boba Fett because I'm thinking of Boba Fett. Just do our own thing. Maybe this ink is being absorbed into the paper. It's being absorbed into the paper faster than. Because I used this before on another page, and it was like Slick. You can still see the paper green, and I'm flying it here. Who's this? Jada Pearl. Jada Pearl. I'm working on a comic. This is a part of a comic book I'm working on with a buddy of mine. Buddy's name is June the Goon. It's a collaborative comic where we went back and forth between 3 panels each. I'm working on. Oh, yeah, I fucked it up. Good, very good. Working on my section, my 3 panels. I'll show you in a bit the whole page. Stick with me. Let me just do all in black spottings. Oh, I fucked it up again. Doesn't that look nice though? Look at that. Fucking black. Huge black. Black spots. What if I add it a little later? Already, the paper is starting to warp in that area. I got a bounce, man. A good time to check this links out on Discord. Darzak is on sale on Amazon. Oh man, I already ordered Arzak. That's it. Can't wait to see the whole page. Looks good, man. Thanks. Thanks, Philip. I'll check you out next time. I'll post this soon. I'm making a recording, and I'll make the reel, and then post the full page later on Instagram. I'll check you out later, Phil. Let's work on that thing when you got time. Maybe we could just do that after Horn Man, and Juggy, Horn Man and Jugs, Horn Man and Juggy, or Horn Man and Jugs. Horn Man and Juggy. I'm changing the title yet again. Horn Man and Juggy it is. Yeah, I did not want to open up for debate the title because I just did not want to deal with everyone's suggestions. And I already think endangered African horn man, that was great. That worked so well. But as a title, shorten it to horn man. Come on, can't be horn man. All right, later, Philip. Horn man. I gotta wait for this to dry. Wait for this to dry, then I can apply the white back. Correct some stuff that I messed up on. Maybe it's this brush that no, it's not. It can't be. Right? What time is it? Where I am. It's 1:13 a.m. here in Lakewood, California, Southern California. Where are you watching this from? Look at that. That you can't beat this, dude. You can't beat this. Come on. You gotta be kidding me. You can't beat this. Oh, you're from Cali too. Ooh. San Diego. Thanks for watching. I am going to now. Oh yeah, you know what? Since you just came in, I'll show you. I'll show you the whole page. This whole page. Show off this page. So it's collaborative comic. It's me and June the Goon. June did the top 3 panels, and the last 3 panels I did the middle. This is a little zoomy close up. We had this monster forming, absorbing everything around. It's absorbing a military truck, and it's absorbing the soldiers that were riding inside that military truck. But that monster broke out and started absorbing everything, and started to form, getting just a little bit more cohesive, a little bigger, until it gained enough confidence and felt cohesive enough to wreak havoc in the next panels. That's what we got going on. I will currently fill in the get this camera situated. I'm gonna fill in all that black inside the mouth. I'm gonna use a Pentel brush pen to do that. Should be using something smaller, because usually when I use this I tend to cut in. It's getting a little too much into what I previously drawn, but so far I'm doing good. And since I'm doing good so far, I'll just keep training my hand to get used to the size of the pen, the brush tip, so that I don't make the mistakes. No mistakes made. Now with the other brush, I cut in right here into this finger, but overall it doesn't look bad. After filling in the blacks, I will go in with a white Posca pen. I'll use this white Posca, Uni Posca, and I'll add like little bits of white to suggest like all these little bits of flesh flying around, just to keep the drawing, give some life, energy to the subject, to this character. Some comments. That's so cool. How many pages do we have so far? This page, June numbered this page 11. I think there's 2 more pages that were misnumbered that weren't included, but the overall so far, the total number of pages for this story is 16. We'll still have to discuss further on how we're going to release this book. It's only 16 pages, so it's not a lot. I would like to have more pages included. Perhaps 22 pages. I wonder if June would be able to have 22 pages in this book. Brush pens are nice to use. They feel so smooth. Yeah, I love brush pens. Brush pens, Microns, and my other favorite one is the Zebra WFSS4. You definitely add more. You should definitely add more if you can. I swear using white makes such a difference, even if it's to highlight small things. Oh yeah, highlights go a long way. Highlights go a long way, and all you need to do is like just apply those little bits of highlight, little line, short line, or whatever, long thin lines, little white highlight spots. Really helps. Now see, this hand is not so, feels like it's a part of this thing. It needs to come out. So I'll have to shade the side of the body and the upper thigh, more shadow, just to push this shape out, hand out. Give me a hand out. This is going to be such a corny question, but what was the inspiration for this comic? Have you created others before it, or is this your first time creating a comic? No, I've done a few comics for a few people. No big companies, mostly independents, and two comics were based on uh, three comics were based on toys. I've also contributed pages to a Psycho Gorman comic, a movie. I don't know if you remember that movie. It came out last year or 2 years ago. I forgot now. But I've done comics previously. Not a lot, but I've done some. This is a collaboration comic with a friend of mine. This was early on where he was starting out to do comics. He did one previously to this, but this one gave us some liberty to do whatever we wanted to do, but within the challenge of us going back and forth between three panels, figuring out, like, can we come up with something cohesive between the two of us that included both of us doing story and drawing, and will that story make sense to the reader? This is what we came up with. The original intent, or the original idea of this book, was to keep it abstract and totally blind between the collaborators, between me and June, where going in blind by June doing 3 panels and then just sending it to me without me knowing what June was going to draw. And then I would do it back to him. But what June wanted was something a little more uh, planned out. So we met a few times, came up with a plot, a simple plot, and we went from there. Um, but there was a point where June really wanted to get this done. We forewent. We disregarded the going back with the 3 panels back and forth, and June ultimately completed all of his sides for the rest of the story, leaving me all these empty spots to fill in, to go in between what he did. And that was another big challenge. I've never done that before. But it was fun. It's a fun challenge to try to figure out how to carry on the story when someone else has already uh, contributed their part. I think it turned out well. I've penciled all my sides, which I'll be streaming from for the time being. Then I'll give these pages back to June. June will scan them, and then I think we'll color each of our sections as well. Well, we have been coloring our own sections, but after this, after the inking, we'll be coloring. It honestly sounds like so much fun. Has he drawn anything crazy so far that you had thinking, what do I even draw? Oh, yeah. Yeah, even this. Every page that I thought of that question, every time I started looking through what he had finished. Like this, you had, like, here's June's, the monster forming, and then this was blank, and then the monster as a whole. So what was I supposed to do? Like, even if you edited out what I did, like that to that already makes sense. It was a blob. Now it's whole. I strung that along where we see the blob becoming whole. Yeah, there was that's what also took forever for me to figure out. I would pick up the page from time to time, look at it, and slowly figure out what can I tell. And some of the stuff that I came up with mirrored what June drew. So I would, because June already put his section down, I could always, anything I did was almost an immediate callback to June's previous drawings. So then now the story was had some cohesiveness to it. I wasn't just drawing things out of nowhere, because I connected the dots. I put in the lines. June put in the dots, Then I connected those dots. So none of us, each of us never overpowers the other one. Not that I was gonna do that, but none of our panels overpowers the other person's panels. They both complement each other. I'm curious to see when we do eventually release this how people would, if people would even be able to tell that certain things were done before certain drawings. I don't think that's even gonna happen. Yeah, that sounds tough. It's cool to see how it challenges you to think outside the box. Oh yeah, it does. So yeah, you gotta really think it out. I like projects like that. To be honest, I feel like it really helps you develop more creativity and imagination. Yeah, it does. The challenges, working through limitations really helps think outside of the box. And then once you figure those things out, you subconsciously remember them when you approach another another project. And you also like in working with someone else, you also get insight on their process too, how they work. So next time you work with them, you kind of have a sense of what they're gonna do. Although, I mean, this is the 11th page, and I always get surprised on what June gives me, what I see, the new pages. I love it. What's your Jada? Do you have an Instagram that I can check out? Curious, curious to see what you do. Do you make comics too? Oh, fuck. I think it's time to get new tape. I like there's like these desks. They're made out of metal, and there's people that other comic book artists they'll use magnets. They'll use magnets to like they'll just put a magnet here, and it'll stick. It'll keep the paper still. I want to do that too, but I'm drawing on a propped up artboard. What's the proudest panel you've drawn so far in the comic? Proudest panel? I don't even know. Some of these panels, the early panels, were done digitally, and then the rest were done physically. I don't, I can't, I don't remember what's my favorite panel. What's my favorite panel? I did do one. Let me show you. It's not my proudest one, but it's my most cheatingest one. I'll show you the previous page, the last panel on the previous page. Not proud, but it's the one that I cheated on the most. But it works in story. Look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm gonna say 8 lines in here. There's 8 lines. 8, 9, 10, 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Then the rest of this. No, I don't, but my sister has been getting into drawing, digital drawing. She's been wanting to create a comic. Yeah, just do it. You want to make a comic? Just do it. You have to show me it. Yeah, here it is. Yeah. So this came from. I'll show you the three the page and sections. Here's the first three panels. So now you have. This is the previous page too. So you have the monster in the military truck with the soldiers getting scared. Uh, Monster is whipped the soldier off the truck. Monster truck is driving away still. The truck now is off in the distance with our soldier in in anger that he fell down headfirst on the ground. Oh, wax snack. Where will we be able to read this comic when it's done? We have to. June and I will figure that out. There's been talk of doing a Kickstarter, but a Kickstarter for 16 pages, I don't know if that's even worth it. I'd rather have the page count up to 22, offer that book as a one shot, and do a Kickstarter for that. There is another option where June and I fund it ourselves with a limited amount of books produced and offer that as a limited edition one shot book. Uh, Hopefully we can still reach 22 pages. I don't think 16 is worth anything. 22, I think, feels just a little bit more substantial of a book. Maybe even 24. I would like for it to be 32, but then that's just going to take even more time to get that book done. I There's different avenues to release it digitally. I don't know too much about digital platforms to release the book in, but if you have any, please leave your suggestions. 22 pages makes more sense. Yeah, I think so too. Okay, so yeah, so we have this. So soldiers down, trucks driving away. Now this is June's three panels. The soldiers uh, running away from the truck. I think we can assume because the truck is driving off into the distance. The truck is far gone now. Drivers wouldn't be running towards the truck. He'd be running away. June offers us some sense of movement where we get a close up of the soldier. It goes back to my three panels where the soldier is now running past this character who we saw earlier in the story. Soldiers running past him. You see the arm movement. This guy is looking at the soldier running away, and then the character here now looking at what the soldier was running away from. And then we see what the soldier was running away from. Obviously, this page, where now the monster is deconstructing that truck, absorbing the soldiers that were still on that truck, the monster growing, and now the monster fully formed. Uh, what's going to happen next? I also have no qualms to stream this whole thing all the way up to the last page. It'll be a spoiler, but if you really want the book, then we'll have it available for you to read. I think this ink is dry. Sometimes you just cover something with a brush and you still, there's some spots. Isn't that amazing how I can make that happen? I like the story so far. Yeah, and I think the first page, 3 panels, digitally, so I can show it here. I can't. It's on my iPad. I'm using the iPad as a camera, so I can't mirror that right now. But the first page has a soldier looking at a container that's holding this monster. The container cracks open and absorbs that soldier. And the soldier fights that little head guy that I showed you previously. Starts fighting him, chasing him around. And then the military truck shows up with a group of soldiers. Those soldiers take it down um, and contain it into a new jar. But then that jar breaks, and that's where we see the monster emerging from the truck and uh, up to that point where I showed you the previous page. Monster breaking out of the truck, absorbing the truck, the soldiers, and now forming here. I think that's it. I'm not too sure about if this hand is popping out from the rest of the body. At the same time, I don't want to add more lines to make this body recede back into the back, since that's all black. Unless oh yeah, I know what to do. I just keep I'll put a white. I will cheat and make it white. I'll put a white border. Let's add these. So satisfying to watch. Oh, thank you. Were you here when I filled the spot blacks in the background? Okay, wish I was high while watching this. Not gonna lie. Oh, you weren't here. Oh, maybe next time. Maybe next time I'll be. Oh, there will be a next time. There's another scene, 2 panels where uh, heavy silhouette, a heavy silhouette panel. There'll be a lot of black for me to cover up. I see a little heavy silhouette of a man. See, that helped push it out. Maybe that's what it needed. I guess that. Do you have certain days where you stream or just whenever? It's yeah, no schedule. I will try to do this. Um, I'll try to stream every other day. I do want to come up with a schedule. I just can't commit to it because I'm working on other projects, and those other days I'll work on those other projects. I think even later tonight I'll start working on the other project. But this is it for now. We have page 11. We have 5 more pages left to work on this thing to get this done. 5 more pages left. Times what's that? 3 panels each. 15 more panels left. Think. I think I'm doing the math wrong. But yeah, there'll be some time for this. I might even do if I can get this thing set up. I stay up late. I'm gonna probably stay up till 6 tonight. This morning, work on the other project. Oh wait, hold on. I'll be back. probably sleep. Maybe at 6. Um, you said your sister's making wants to make a comic. Does she know what a zine is? There's a zine. It's like kind of like a small. I turned this zine was just like a small comic, short 6-page. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 pages. Back cover, front cover. But the way that this book was made in one sheet. And all you have to do is fold this sheet, hot dog, then fold it hamburger, fold it again here halfway, fold it again here halfway, spread it out again, cut the folded line from this point to this point, fold it back, and fold it like this, then you have a book. You get a 6-page book out of one sheet. She wants to try that out. But that's it for now. Hope to be back Saturday. Stream this the next bit again. I can show you what's coming up next. Here's the next page. Next series of events. This. Oh, the next series of events is that little head that we saw previously. We see him back here again, calling back to the soldier. The guy. He's colored blue in the comic. And this guy is a red monster. So the blue guy hands the soldier a gun. Blue guy points toward the monster. It's kind of a throwback Jack Kirby-esque pose. Soldier's now holding a gun, getting ready to shoot at the red monster. June giving us single moment. Blue soldier, blue guy, soldier with a gun, getting ready to attack the monster. But what's this? A little walkie-talkie that's calling out. But alas, the monster catches the soldier with the gun, squeezing him. Our blue guy in shock. the large hand of the monster is squeezing all the guts and the blood out. Um, the soldier now is dying in anguish, releases the gun. The guts and the blood is being swallowed by our monster. Speedline shooting down. Oops. Speedline shooting down as the gun falls into the blue guy's hand. So I'll be making this in 2 days. We'll see if we have enough time to ink this as well in the same stream. I might push that off to another stream, but or maybe not. I want to get this thing done. So that's coming up next. And with that, thank you all for watching. I'll see you next time. Rock out with your cocks out on 95.5 KLOS.